go to implantsforme.com.
It's time for the Playmaker Spotlight with Executive Coach and Vistage Chair, Dick Smith.
Well, welcome to the Playmaker Spotlight, the part of Get Down to Business where we speak to successful CEOs and business owners and share their stories and their best practices with you. I am your host, Dick Smith, the CEO Business Coach and award-winning chair for Vistage International. And I'm very pleased to have with us this afternoon Marty Ozinga IV. You know the name, Ozinga Brothers. You see the red and white striped concrete trucks rolling all over Chicago. Talking to Marty earlier, I hear there's about 500 of them this time of the year out there dropping off loads. Yeah, Marty?
That's about right, yeah, Dick.
Well, welcome. Welcome to our show.
Thank you very much. Appreciate you having me here.
So for more than 85 years now, you're off your website. I got this, and in talking to you, the Ozinga name is synonymous for quality and service. It's a solid name in both concrete and, more importantly, values we're going to talk about and how you build the firm based on that foundation. It was started in 1928 by Marty's great-grandfather and continues to uphold his beliefs to serve customers like they are part of the family. So the Ozinga team is made up of a great group of motivated people who take joy in serving others through an enthusiastic drive for knowledge, innovation, and an eagerness to exceed the customer's expectations. So we'll talk a little about your culture. But I thought the interesting comment was, Ozinga is born to build.
Yeah, that's right.
I like that. All right, so Marty, give us a little bit more on the story of the family business and the fourth generation now operating, and how you became president.
Sure. Well, we're real proud of our heritage, proud of our story, so we really appreciate you highlighting us here today, Dick.
Pleasure.
As you said, we're over 85 years. Actually, this year we're celebrating our 87th year in business.
Oh.
And the company started in 1928 in Evergreen Park, Illinois, by my great-grandfather, Martin Ozinga Sr. He actually started in the coal business.
Yeah, delivering coal for the furnaces.
That's correct,
yeah.
For home heating fuel.
Yeah.
And over time, coal started phasing out, and building materials became the business. And that was the second generation. My grandfather and his brothers, when they came back from World War II, there was a post-war building boom, and with coal phasing out, building materials became the obvious choice to use that same delivery equipment that they were delivering things with and had those relationships with people with. They ended up starting in building materials, and it was in the early 1950s that ready-mix concrete technology was sort of a new technology at the time before all the concrete was mixed on-site, on job sites by laborers and whatnot. But the ready-mix concrete truck was a new sort of innovative technology.
Game changer, as we say.
Exactly. Yeah. And so Ozinga was one of the first companies at that time to get into the ready-mix concrete world. Mm-hmm. And so that was, it was like one little plant and a 1.5 little trucks, and that's where they started in the concrete business.
About 60 years since then, you're up to about 1,200 employees, I understand?
That's correct.
And 500 trucks out there.
That's about right, yeah. 500 mixers or so.
Look at that. And now that's a good portion of the business, maybe as much as 70%, we were saying. But you've got some other businesses that you operate with the other brothers, right?
Right. So there's concrete, as you say, ready-mix concrete supply is the main business that we do. Mm-hmm. There's other ancillary businesses that help complement and support the concrete business. A lot of it's on the back end, on the freight side of things. So we do a lot of trucking and marine activity and rail and processing raw materials for our own needs, crushing materials and delivering all kinds of construction materials to the construction community throughout the Midwest.
And I read on the website a little bit, I wanted to ask you about the green initiatives you have, so recycling, and tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, there seems like the market is asking for this more and more, and for a long time we're always trying to be innovative and trying to find the best ways to do things, and oftentimes the best way to do things is the green way, the most environmental way. And so we're always looking for new technologies that help make us more innovative, but also help better the environment. And so one such thing that we've done is we've moved our fleet from diesel fuel to compressed natural gas. So a lot of our trucks now are running on compressed natural gas. They actually fuel at infrastructure that we put in place at our plants. And we also open those natural gas stations to the outside public for them to come into that. So that's another line of work that we've gotten into. We call it Ozinga Energy, where people can actually come to our place and buy natural gas for their vehicles as well.
Very cool. So are you then the visionary for the company? Are you looking for all these new innovative service areas like the green initiatives?
Well, we try to promote entrepreneurialism throughout the culture of the organization. So we have many people who have come throughout the organization who come up with new ideas that who are monitoring new technologies all over. So I like to believe that all of our people are thinking this way. We really try to promote that way of thinking, this entrepreneurial way of thinking. And so this actually was something that came through our fleet folks. They saw new technology coming in trucking, and they brought it to us as owners. And we thought it made a lot of sense, so we made a big commitment to go that way.
Terrific. If you're just tuning in, this is Get Down to Business Playmaker Spotlight, and we're talking to Marty Ozinga, president of Ozinga Brothers. So, Marty, the Tribune in 2014, November, recognized you guys as one of the top 100 places to work in Chicago. Quite an honor.
Thank you.
How do the people at Ozinga that you employ, how important are they to your efforts and your success? So tell me a little bit about your culture and how you attract these folks.
Yeah, we often talk in terms of being a family business, and we're not just talking about the Ozinga family. We really consider our coworkers an extension of our family. Work is such a key part of what people do every day, and we just think it's really important that when we're in relationship with each other, that we serve each other, we care about each other, and so as you build that relationship, trust is built, and over time, it really does feel like we're part of an extended family, a community of people that care about each other, and that's how Ozinga has been for many generations, and we're proud as the fourth generation to continue to extend that same care and concern for our coworkers.
That's great. I know your grandfather had a lot to do with starting Trinity Christian in Payless, the college, right?
He was.
Founding, actually been celebrated as one of the founders. So his values have carried on generation after generation.
Right. Our perspective is very much the business is not just about what we can get for ourselves out of it, but how do we serve not just our customers, but our coworkers, but also the community. Mm-hmm. So we get a lot from the community. The community is the engine that helps supply our business. So we all often feel like we have a lot of responsibility. There's a lot of give and take, and if there's not a successful community that we're a part of, well, then we won't be successful. So we think it's just good business, and also it's the right thing to do. Great
strategy, my friend. So tell us a little bit of where are you going to be 3-5 years from now, Ozinga Brothers? What are you guys into? What's the company look like?
Well, we're the fourth generation is a fairly young group of people. Yeah. There's 7 of us. I'm the oldest. I'm just almost 40. Mm-hmm. And so we have a lot of energy, a lot of enthusiasm. We want to grow, and our coworkers want to grow. And there's a lot of opportunities. The construction industry took it really hard during the Great Recession,
I'll say.
And but we're kind of undergoing a comeback right now. And so there's a lot of organic growth that's just responding to our everyday customers. So we're seeing a tremendous amount of growth, just natural organic, but we're also seeing opportunities to make acquisitions, and we've done a number of those in the last couple of years as well. We're similar to us, where sometimes there's multi-generational family businesses and the next generation's not interested, but we are. Mm-hmm. And they see that their culture is a good fit for our culture, and so it's a good match there. So we've seen some of that.
You're definitely the exception to the rule. Very few companies last through 4 generations. And here's my question. Any 5th generation obvious employees coming up through the ranks?
Well, it's funny you ask. The 7 of us have 28 kids.
Oh, my goodness.
The oldest will be 13 this year.
Oh, okay.
So they're pretty young yet. Yeah. But, we're starting to think about that more and more. I mean, as a family business, as you say, the odds are against survival.
Yeah.
And so we're trying to be as proactive as we can to make sure that we have a good path for success.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate that. I hope you have 5th, 6th, and many generations beyond, Marty. I'm afraid we're just about out of time. Boy, it goes fast when we're talking to an interesting fellow like you. We've been talking to Marty Ozinga, president of Ozinga Brothers. Thanks for being with us today, Marty. You've got a wonderful success story with the generations who have lived by your grandfather's value and spirit. How can our audience get more information on Ozinga Brothers? Your website, I assume?
Ozinga.com, Ozinga.com is probably the best place. Lots of good information there.
Terrific. Well, thanks again, Marty, and I'd like to thank our listeners for tuning in again. This has been the Playmaker Spotlight with myself, Dick Smith, your host.
Thank you, Dick.
Thank you. I'm the CEO coach, business coach, and award-winning chair for Vistage International. You can find me on LinkedIn or email me at dick.smith@vistage, VISTAGE, chair.com. Now, stay tuned for more Get Down to Business with Shalom Klein.